Streetbeefs, what's up? I'm back one more time. Gonna get on a subject that is really kind of redundant. It's a debate, discussion that'll never be settled, never be won, because it's one of those things that's a matter of opinion and will never fully be proven. And in fact, I've made this video before. Once again, somebody made a post in the group about boxing and why do some people feel boxing is no good or something of that nature. And for the most part, the comments were cool, but there's always a few comments that I'm just like, what? What are you talking about? Here's my thing. And I'm not looking to start the whole big debate over again, because this debate will never be settled and will never be won. It just won't. So, ultimately, one second. Okay, brother. Yes. Yep. Right. See you then, Iraqi assassin. Anyways, this debate can't be won. And a lot of times people just get in their feelings about it. But I just wanted to make one point. Every time an MMA fan or fighter wants to say that boxing's inferior, the first thing they do is James Toney versus Randy Couture. That's their proof. But then when I come back with Ray Mercer versus Tim Sylvia, oh, well, Tim Sylvia was a bum and he was past his prime and blah, blah, blah. Well, James Toney was 50 pounds over his fighting weight. James Toney was a fat, out-of-shape mess. Yes, Randy Couture was older, but Randy Couture had more success at an older age than James Toney. James Toney hadn't been truly relevant for probably a decade. But aside from that, they bring up James Toney versus Randy Couture as if that proves it. But then when I bring up the fact that Ray Mercer beat Tim Sylvia, an MMA UFC champ, Shannon Briggs went in a K1 match and knocked out a kickboxer with nothing but boxing, getting his legs kicked to pieces, still won. Why do I forget my boy's name? Francois Botha, who fought Mike Tyson, Vander Holyfield, a bunch of others, went into MMA and won several fights. Butterbean, went into MMA, won several fights. The point is, don't give me that shit. Don't give me that. Look, yes, boxing doesn't have all the other aspects, but boxers are very good with their hands. And when you make the statement that a boxer has no chance in MMA, that is patently false. It's false. And again, a lot of these guys that bring up James Toney, Randy Couture don't realize that there's several other boxers that have went into the MMA world and won. So, which one do we believe? Do we believe the one incident over here or the 4 or 5 incidents over here? Or do we say, it's not the art, it's the man? There's no art that's superior. Men are superior. I've said this before. Now, I'm sure I'll get a bunch of dumb comments on this. People, how could you think that a guy using his hands could ever compete with a guy, blah, 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 because those men using their hands are very, very good at what they do. Secondly, it's much easier to land a knockout blow on somebody with your fist than your feet. If you want proof, 70% of UFC knockouts come from fists, not feet. Okay? Point is, being good with your hands, it's an advantage. Yes, is it good to use all your weapons? Of course it is. But if you think that a guy, look, man, Rampage Jackson and Chuck Liddell, guys like that, made a career out of throwing punches and good takedown defense. Name me a time that Rampage Jackson ever kicked anybody. He's thrown a few kicks, but for the most part, he was known for punching people and slamming people. And that's just one example. I'm going for days. Mark Hunt don't really kick nobody. Yeah, I can play this game for days. The point is, it's a redundant argument. I'm sure I'll get feedback on this, and feel free. I'm not going to get mad at you. Just be respectful. That's all I ask. Don't come on and insult boxing, just like you don't want us to insult MMA. Okay? And for the record, when I started Street Beefs, I started it with pure MMA. There was no boxing. We didn't allow boxing in Street Beefs till 3 years ago. Okay? But the point is, I love MMA, I love boxing, but do not insult one sport and expect everybody else to respect yours. That's all I'm saying. See y'all soon. Peace.